We'll get started. Hi everyone, good morning again. So myself Abigail, so you can call me Abigail. So I have a decade of experience in IT industry. I started my career in manual testing, and then I switched to ETL tester with Python. I began my career not behind my career, so began like before few years I started my I switched my career to the automation test engineer with Python. Then I have experience in writing Python scripts, SQL scripts. Also I have an experience, I do have an experience in CI/CD pipeline. And also I have experience, I have a strong knowledge in building a framework in robot framework or Python framework. So I do have an experience. So this is my all about. So before getting started, I want to know like what is the background of yours. So if everyone is from manual testing, beginner, or you have any Selenium experience, can you unmute yourself and can you please talk? Let's make the session interactive so that it will be quite interesting for everyone.
Yep, I am an automation tester and I have Selenium experience, Selenium and Java.
Okay, that's great, Amit. Others?
So I'm a beginner.
Okay,
Right now I'm learning automation plus Java plus Selenium.
okay, that's great.
I'm an new to this technical field. I was an non-IT,
Okay,
so it's
okay,
something alien to me.
okay, Madhubalan, thank you.
I am a manual tester.
Okay, others? Anybody
Yeah,
wants to?
I
Yeah,
yeah, I am have experience with Selenium automation like test engine and all. And yeah,
okay, okay,
I'm a
that's
manual engineer. I do not have any Python or Selenium experience.
okay, Vivek, no problem. Okay, so mainly, why did I ask you is you don't have to worry about whether you are coming from non-IT background or you have a Selenium experience. That's fine. We will cover everything from the scratch. So everybody will be on track. So don't worry about you don't have any experience, how it will be taken and all. So everything will be started from the scratch. Okay. So I'll share my screen so that we can get started. Please let me know once my screen is visible. Can anyone confirm? Is my visible? Is my screen visible?
Yes, your screen is
yeah, it's
visible.
visible.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for confirming. Okay. So let's get started. So let's start from the scratch. So what is automation testing? Why do we need an automation? Anyone can answer this question? Hello.
I mean,
Yes,
we
so
mostly use it
Mm.
to use any repetitive task on daily basis like regression and all to reduce the burden of manual effort in terms of testing, either do a smoke or functional or whatever, depending on the need.
Yes, that's great. That's great. Yeah, thank you for answering. Yes, you're right. So our automation testing, it means like it is we are using some software tools or scripts to run the test cases, which is repeatedly we are it requires a manual effort. Okay. So via automation, we run those scripts so that it will save time and also it will reduce the human error. Okay. And also what we can do is like we can integrate it with CI/CD pipelines. So if you don't know what is CI/CD pipeline, don't worry. In the upcoming classes, we will give you a detailed walkthrough what is a CI/CD pipeline. As of now, you can imagine CI/CD pipeline is a pipeline where we will integrate this automation test so that it will run on its own and it will give you a result. Whether it is a pass or a fail, it will give you a result. Okay, so that you will be able to know what has been, so you can also schedule it, okay, over the night also you can schedule that. So that is the use of CI/CD pipeline. So and also you can run it in different environments. So as you know, we might have a QA environment or different prod environment, so that it will be very useful. So for that purpose only we are using the automation. So this is the purpose of automation testing. So now, when it is comes to Playwright, what is Playwright and why do we use the Playwright? Okay, so Playwright is an end-to-end automation framework. It was developed by Microsoft, which is used for testing the web application. For example, I'm an user, so as a manual tester or a user, what I will do, I'll open a browser, I'll click on, for example, let's consider a simple login page. Okay, so what will I do? I'll open the browser, I'll navigate to the particular URL, I'll input the username and password and clicking on submit. This is the user action which I am doing it. If I wanted to test those feature as a manual tester, it will take some time. Okay, so if I have hundreds of users, it is a very difficult. So for that purpose, we are using the Playwright automation testing. So all the user behavior will be mimicked using this Playwright thing. So for that only we are using the Playwright. So Playwright can support multiple browsers like Chrome, Edge, Firefox, WebKit. Everything will be supported by Playwright. So this is the official web page of the Playwright. You guys can go through. So here you will have all the Playwright related things. So this is the official web page. I'll post it in this chat so that yes, Safari also it is supported. Go ahead. Yeah. So I'm pinging you this URL so you guys can go through what. So it will give you the detailed overview of the Playwright. Okay. So this is the thing about Playwright. So before starting with other things, I wanted to go through about the course content of the course content. This is our official website. Okay, so I'll ping you this URL as well if you guys don't have it. Okay, so initially we will start with the Python. So don't worry if you don't have any Python knowledge, we will start from the scratch. Okay, so day one it will start from the Python setup. You might have a doubt, so why do you want to learn Python? So Playwright comes either with JavaScript or Python. So Playwright supports multiple language, but here Playwright with automation have more features. So we need to learn the Python. You don't have to deep dive. You don't have to learn deep dive in Python, but some basics is needed for our testing purpose. So we are starting with Python. Okay. So our first class will be Python setup and the basics. We will have we'll let you know how to install the Python. So we will help you with writing your first Python script. Okay. Our next we will go for the core Python script, that is what is variable, data type, operators, and what is conditional statement. So what is the if else conditional statement, if conditions we have, suppose loops we have, functions, what is list and dictionaries. So these are the core concepts of the Python. Okay, and we will give you an assignments also based on this core concepts so that you can practice also, you can get practice on these courses. Okay, our day 3 it will be like you will have a file handling. Why do we need a file handling? When it is in a real time, you might have a CSV file, you wanted to load that into your framework and you wanted to do the testing. So that we are having the file handling, you have the exceptional handling also. So you if suppose if there is any failure scenarios, we will teach you how to handle those things. Okay, and importing module, basic models of understanding of classes and objects. So we will let you know like what is the base class, how to import the objects from the classes. So those things are the important concepts. Okay, so those things we will be covering in this day 3. Okay, so next comes our phase 1 where we will start with the Playwright foundation. Okay, before that I'll take a pause for 1 minute. If anybody is having doubt, you can let me know. Okay, so what is the question? Is Playwright AI enabled automation tool? No, Amit, it is not an AI enabled automation tool. It's not. But we do have other features in the class. I'll tell you. The course also I will cover. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
So is it normal like a Selenium tool?
Yes, it is an automation framework. Yes, exactly. It's an open source automation framework. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Now, so now
So,
I'll
quick question, sorry.
yes. Sorry.
So,
Yes, please.
automation framework, you mean to say something like library which we use for
Mm.
Selenium or APM, something like that?
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So day 4, we will start with what is Playwright and what is the supported browsers, how to install the Python, how are we launching the browser. It's just a simple, easy. We will state like we will assign you a simple like a program so that you can start with the Playwright. And day 5, it will have the element interaction. So we have multiple interaction, right? Click method, fill method, type, press, so keyboard simulations, how to handle the checkbox, radio button, all those things will be covered in the day 5. Our day 6 will have locators and selectors. We have like we need to so basic of the automation testing. For the UI automation testing, we need to identify the locator. Then only it will be the Playwright will go ahead and click on the button, or if we wanted to fill any text but text box, it is important to identify the locators. Oh, so all those things will be covered over here. Okay. And we'll have this assertion and validation. What is assertion is like, suppose I have a text message. For example, I have a text message as happy. I wanted to know whether the happy is there or not. So for that purpose, we have assert. Okay, so we have this assertion messages. So how do you set those assert messages? And if you have any alerts or pop-up, for example, I'm opening any website, you might getting a pop-up like click on OK or cancel, or suppose you have any thing to enter. So those things and all, it will be covered over here on day 7. Okay. Is there any doubt? Okay. I'll move on to the next. So day 8 will be, it is like our synchronization and error handling. So it will not, so in automation testing, so suppose you are trying to clicking on a button, sometimes it will fail. Okay. It might says the page is not loaded or the element is not visible. So we will see how to handle those scenarios and all. Okay. So we will give the timeouts, we will give the retry option, and also we will see on failure how to capture the screenshot. Mostly we will focus on how to stabilize the flaky test behavior. So all those things it is covered on day 8. Okay. Here comes the phase 2. We will discuss on page object model. So to give you an overview of what is page object model is, suppose you have written a Python method. Okay. So that method will be used by multiple pages. Okay. So every time you cannot rewrite it. So what is the use of page object model? You will have something very structured one so that you can reuse the same method in multiple pages. So this is the high level of page object model. It is basically you can consider as structuring of the test inside the framework. That is called page object model. Okay. So day 10 comes with iframe, pop-ups and file handling. So what is iframe is like, so in some of the website, inside a inside a frame there will be a frame. So don't worry if you don't know what is frames and all, you don't have to worry about it. We will teach you what is the iframe and how to handle those things and how to identify the locators into the iframes and all. So those things will be covered in day 10. And other session is like cookies and session. So what is the purpose of this session is like, suppose if I am logging into an if user logs in, if user A logs in into an website, and again user B also wants to log in, the cookies will be there. So the user it will be like, if you want to consider it as an incognito mode, then only the cookies will be disabled and you will be able to log in again, or else the same user credential will be used. So we can discuss on this session will cover how to manage those cookies. So this automation test will run for both user A and B. Okay, so this is all about day 11. And day 12 we will have debugging and code gen tools. Okay, so one person asked me, right, is there any AI enabled? Playwright is AI, it's not in Playwright AI enabled, but we have a key feature called code gen facility. So that will help us to like it is like it will automatically write, Playwright will automatically write the test cases. It will allow you to easily find the locators or not. So that is the very most powerful feature of Playwright. So we will have go through in this session actually, and also we'll have a Playwright inspector which will help you to debug the failed test case or not. So those things will be covered in day 12. Okay. Is there any doubt? Okay. So, Amit, so to answer your question, yes, it supports multiple programming languages. Playwright also support Java, Python, .NET. Those languages also support. Google is expert find like yes, correctly Google. It is like an expert finder tool only. Any other questions? Okay. So
Yeah, we are using Playwright Python with PyTest framework, right?
yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so Gugan, to answer your question, with AI evolving, would Playwright will outdated at some point? Okay, so no, my answer will be it will be no. So basically, first understand what is the AI and what is the Playwright. Okay, so AI it is like an to give you a simple thing. Consider an car. AI it is like a GPS. Okay, and Playwright is it is like a car engine. You cannot drive a car with only the GPS alone. Okay, so AI will help you to write the test cases. It will help you to give you the locators and all. But Playwright only it cannot. AI cannot open a browser. It cannot go and click it. Okay, but it needs a test framework. So Playwright is a test framework which will help you to automate the. It will open the browser. It will help you to automate the test cases, and also AI can be linked to the CI/CD pipeline, but it has to give either it is a pass or fail result, the accurate result, which AI cannot give. Okay, so don't worry, will Playwright will be go on outdated? I don't think so. It will go on outdated because we need a test framework for testing. So AI can help it. So they, maybe in future we can club AI and yes, like that is. With AI cannot completely take over. They can club Playwright and AI. That feature may be come in the upcoming future, but as of now, I would say it cannot replace completely Playwright. Did I answer your question? Yeah, thank you. Any other question? Okay. I'll move on to the next. So our day 13 will be logging and reporting. So as we all know, so when it comes to a real time, we need a report so that whether our test case has been passed or failed. So all these details will be covered on day 13. Okay. So our 14th will be PyTest integration. So we will let you know how to integrate with PyTest. We will help you to set up a Playwright with the PyTest. What is the fixture? How do you write the fixture for setup and tear down? How do you group your test cases? How to run your PyTest test with the tags? So all those things will be covered over here. And also we will see what is a data driven testing. So Playwright it is useful for data driven testing as well. So we will give you a, like how do we use the Playwright for data driven testing also. And also Playwright can run in multiple, we can do the parallel testing also. So we will see how do you run the test cases in parallel mode, how to execute it in Chrome, Firefox, WebKit, all those things we will see it over here. And here comes the main part. We will integrate it with the CI/CD pipeline. We will help you how to integrate with the CI/CD pipeline so that the test can automatically run. So those all those things will be covered over here in the CI/CD pipeline. And phase 4, it is an advanced feature. So we will see like how do you do the API testing using the Playwright. what is the like using the Python's request library, we will configure Playwright, and then what is the response, how do you assert, those things will be captured over here. The advanced API validations, those things and all, we will be capturing in the phase 4. Phase 5, we will have the end-to-end framework project. We will give you a project so that you can go ahead and do, and so that you will have a hands-on. So those things will be covered on day 20. And final day, it is a final day. We will have a presentation and we will have a career guidance. Yeah. Mm, yes. Any other doubts? You have it.
Yeah, Sarup, so just want to know, let's say in the last day you are providing a final project. So do
Mm.
you guys provide any support for the understanding of that project? Because if we are working on any project, demo project, so you guys provide supporting so that we are able to complete that project if we stuck in somewhere.
Mm, yeah, we can help you with the how to do that and all. Support, yes, but we cannot give each and everybody a support, Diksha,
Mhm.
but we will try to give it. Yeah.
So,
If we are
like,
stuck, yeah.
hmm so how many days? Like in the last, you mentioned some 20 to 28 days. So
Mm.
this curriculum is for 28 days, or this is only for the 20 days? I'm a little bit confused for the last.
Actually, Diksha, yeah. So it is like we have totally it is a 30 hours of learning, Diksha. So you don't have to worry. It's not about the
Mhm.
hours. Okay. So if you are not
Okay.
understanding the courses, we can like it's
Mhm.
not about the hours we need to complete it. We are not in
Mhm.
a hurry to complete it. Okay. So
Okay.
until
Okay.
unless you guys have understood, we will
Mhm.
go it in a slower phase. So you don't have to worry about it.
Okay, okay. And in that case, let's say if someone like I will be taking any leave or emergency happens, so I can take her with the recording. So you provide
Yes.
recording on each
Yes.
day.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes.
so you will be going to train this Python with like Playwright to us or
Ye-
some other.
Yes. Yes, Abigail. Sorry, ex Diksha. So I'll be the taking up. Yeah.
Acha, because I heard some other name earlier because I had a discussion with Kumar. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm asking. Some other person he mentioned. So, okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And how is the market? I'm just asking. I'm just curious because like I'm currently working in Tosca, and earlier I work in Selenium with Java. So how is the market right now as per job perspective with this Playwright with Python?
Yes, Diksha. I have a PPT right now. I'll explain you all those things at the end of the demo session. I have
Okay,
prepared
okay,
all those things. I'll explain
okay.
you.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. If
Um,
everything, yes, go
oh,
ahead.
sorry. So I just wanted to know, would you spend some time on learning the Python? Because it seems a little short, the time frame.
Yes, yes, Crystal. So we will be focusing on, we will have, as I mentioned in the course syllabus also, we'll have Python courses.
Okay. And if we need a little bit more explanation, especially for people who are new to programming, will
Hmm.
you be okay with further explanation?
Yes, Crystal, definitely. Yeah, you don't have to worry. You don't, if you don't have the knowledge of Python, we will start from the scratch. So everybody is on track. That is our ultimate goal. It's not like we are taking class, we have to finish it off. We'll go it in a slower pace so that everybody will understand and everybody will be on track.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Crystal. Yeah,
Hi, can you
yeah,
hear me?
yeah. Hi, yeah, I'm able to hear you.
Hi, this is Guhan. So I have a quick questions. So you mentioned about integrating the Playwright with PyTest, right? So
Mm.
I'm trying to understand if we need to know PyTest as a prerequisite in that case.
Uh, yes, you can consider it as an prerequisite also. Yeah.
So, so there is a separate coursework by Isha being provided for Python um, with PyTest, right? So do we need to should we have taken that before?
No, 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 Gugan, no homes. We will cover this that in here in this course itself. What is PyTest? How to integrate it? Everything we will take it up here in this course itself. You don't have to
Okay,
do any separate course. Yeah.
okay. And also in the real time, real world,
Mm.
like how the manual test cases are written, like how it is planned, and test planning, like planning is done, and then test cases are written, and then it gets converted to automation test cases, right? So would you be able to give that perception with Playwright in general, so that it could help us to interpret, okay, this is how it is written first, and then it's converted to automation?
Mm, okay, so that is not part of the curriculum, but if that is the help, we will definitely see through it. Go ahead. I have taken a note. I'll definitely see through it. Yeah.
Okay. Um, and also the assignments that has been mentioned after every single
Mm,
chapter, right? So would
mm.
we be validating this assignment? Like, would you or anyone will be validating that
Yes,
assignments, or
yes, Guhan. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is correct. We will be
so we
validating.
submit it to you and then you
Mm,
validate and get back to
yes,
us?
yes, yes,
Okay.
Guhan. Good. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have.
yeah. Okay. Okay. For the further questions, we will take it up after the demo session. I'll start the demo session. Okay. So, okay. So I'll take you through what is the architecture of the Playwright. If you see, this is the diagram of the architecture. Okay. So what it is happens is, okay. So consider this is the test. For example, what it is mean. So I have, okay. Mm, so I have like a open browser. Okay. This is my test. Okay. Let's take it as a simple. Okay, this is my test. That is what here it has been mentioned. So this is a web socket. It means what is a web socket here? It is like an open channel where it will send all the communication. That is my communication is open the browser. This is my communication. Okay. Now what it does is it like mm, okay, so open browser. This is my WebSocket. So Playwright will have a only one, like for each test, it will have one persistent WebSocket. Through that WebSocket, all the communication will be sent. Okay, so that is the WebSocket. What does my Playwright does? So it will collect all this test into, and then it will convert it into the browser commands. Okay, so it means it will get all the command. It will bear with my handwriting. So okay, Playwright, and then it will go to the browser. So this is the this is the communication. So what it will happens is like I'm writing a test as open browser. Click on the button. It will send through the all the communication. It will be sent through the WebSocket. Playwright, it will receive it, and then it will convert them into the browser understandable command, and it will send it to the browser like open browser. So the browser will do the actions like clicking on the button. Those things will be performed in the browser. So this is the simple architecture of the Playwright. Okay. So now, so we might have a doubt. So we have a Selenium. Why do I wanted to choose Playwright over Selenium? Okay. So this is the differences of Playwright and the Selenium. Okay. So main difference is the architecture. So it is a WebSocket based. Okay. And Selenium is a HTTP based WebDriver protocol. So as I mentioned, it is a WebSocket. It means for each test, a dedicated WebSocket will be given, and then it all the communication will be happen through this WebSocket. But whereas in the Selenium, what it is happen, let's consider, okay, I have multiple commands. Okay, open browser. My second thing is like click button. Okay, other thing is like I have click enter username. Okay, so what in Selenium, what it will happen is like for each scenario, it will open a connection. It will send through those the commands, and finally it will close it. For each, likewise for click button also for enter username. So for each thing, it will be opening a new connection and it will be closing it. So it is a time consuming. Consider for open connection and close connection also, it will take some time. So it is quite slow. Okay, so but Playwright, why it is fast means because we are using the WebSocket based architecture. Okay, so but for due to this architecture only, the execution is faster. Imagine, so for each thing we are opening a connection and closing the connection. So it will take few minutes to a few seconds to do it. For each test, it will if it is taking few seconds means obviously the execution will be slower in Selenium. But in Playwright, it is quite fast with the modern architecture. Okay, and the other feature is like auto wait. Okay, so this is a one of the key important feature of auto wait. For example, I'm trying to click any button. Okay, if the button is not visible, so it will wait until the button is visible. This is the key feature of Playwright. But in manual we have it, but we have to write it manually. Web write wait, so those things and all we have to manually write it in Selenium. So this feature is already available in Playwright. And other thing is like browser context. Okay, what is browser context is like it will have a separate cookies, separate session for each test. So it will have an isolated session. Okay, what is mean by isolated session means consider it as a incognito mode. You open the browser incognito mode, right? The cookies and all will not be there. Okay, so for that that feature is available in browser in Playwright. Okay, and we have this parallel execution. Okay, so but in Selenium also we have it, but it needs an extra setup. So those things and all, it is already built in Playwright. You can run multiple tests. You can run n number of tests in parallel mode using Playwright. And also report, we have a built-in HTML reports, we have it. But in Selenium also you have, but you have the external tools it requires. Okay, and you have a debugging tools like trace viewer, inspectors and all. You have it in the Playwright. Okay, sorry. And also screenshots, it is built-in, so you don't need to do any you don't need to install any external libraries or nothing like Selenium. You have the screenshots, you'll be able to take video, those things and all, it will be available by default. Okay, what are the languages supported by Playwright? It supports JavaScript, TypeScript, Python, C Sharp and Java. In Selenium also, these are all languages supported. Playwright also does that. Okay, browser also, it supports all the browsers. Okay, Chrome, Firefox, WebKit, all those things it will be supported over here in the Playwright. So this is the key features of Playwright over the Selenium. Okay, so why do we choose Playwright for Python automation? You might have an doubt. Okay, so I'll tell you the key features of the Playwright. So we have an auto waiting mechanism. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier in the previous slide, auto waiting mechanism, it is a very much key feature. Suppose let's take an example. Okay, I wanted to click on this Node.js. Okay, I will not be able. So until if suppose it is not visible, what it will do? My test will immediately fail. Okay, but here with the Playwright, it is have an auto wait feature, so that it will wait until the element is visible. So once the element is visible, it will click on this Node.js. So that is the key feature of Playwright. Okay, and the other feature is like we have built-in trace videos and screenshots. So you will be able to take screenshots, and we'll have an important feature called trace viewer, which will allow you to debug like what and all actions has been performed. So it will help you to debug it. At some point, if your test case got failed, using the trace viewer, you can go back and check what and all it has been happened, if where it got failed, why it has been failed, at which locator has been failed. It will give you a detailed analysis, which will help us to analyze why the test case has been failed, which is a key features of Playwright. Okay, other thing is like it provides the cross browser and cross platform support. Okay, cross browser means, as I mentioned, it will support all the browser, Chromium, Firefox, WebKit, those things it will be supported. Okay, and also it runs on Windows, Linux and Mac OS, and also you can run both on head mode and headless mode. So what is head mode? So right now I opened it, the Chrome browser, it is visible, this is head mode. Suppose you wanted to run it at the back end, that is without opening the browser, it will automatically run at the back end. Those things also can be done in the Playwright. Those feature is also available. I will show you one demo at the end of this all the explanation, so that you guys have a detailed analysis, sorry, detailed overview. Okay, I'll move on to the next. Any doubts till now?
What do we mean by single API in the previous slide?
Yeah, single API means in a single code, what that is what we mentioned as a single code. in a single piece of code, you will be able to run both in Chromium, Firefox, and WebKit. That is what it mentioned.
So there is like an interpreter that will convert it accordingly for
correct.
different. Okay.
Exactly. Okay. So the other features is like we have a retry option. Suppose I'm trying to find this element, okay, and it failed. Okay, it will not, Playwright will not immediately fail. Okay, it will after few seconds it will wait and then it will retry again. Okay, after that only our test case will be getting failed. It is not. It is this will help you to address the flaky behavior. Okay, so it will have a by default, you will have an auto waiting mechanism so that it will retry after some time and finally the test case will fail. Immediately it will not fail. That is the key feature of retry mechanism. And we have a powerful tool called CodeGen, as I mentioned. So it will, what it will does it is like it will generate the code for the user. So we will have a detailed session in the upcoming class. What is the CodeGen? So it will write code for the user. It will help you to identify the locators and all. Okay, so this is the very powerful tool in the Playwright CodeGen feature. Okay, and so this is multi-context parallel testing means, as I mentioned, it is a, we'll have a separate Playwright has a browser context feature which will allows you to create isolated independent test environment. Okay, so in a single browser itself we'll have multiple contexts, which means each, for example, if user A and B wants to log in into a single browser, it will have a two different session, so which will help you to run the parallel testing much faster. That is the key feature of Playwright. Okay, so parallel testing is like parallel testing for different users also you can do it. So because we have this browser context. Yeah. So these are the key features of the Playwright. Now I'll move on to the next slide. So we have something called Playwright locators. I know we have like locators and all. So for the people who doesn't know what is the locator, so suppose I wanted to identify this Node.js, we have this look. We need to give the path. Locators are like path. Suppose you wanted to go to some place, some destination. I wanted to reach Delhi. So we will have the path, right? So locators are like we are giving the path to identify this element. That is called locators. Okay. So Playwright has multiple ways of identifying the locators. We can identify by get by role. It means whether it is a button or text box. So those things also we can identify by get by role feature we have it. Get by text means visible content text. For example, I wanted to identify this welcome back. So what I will do, unique text I can give it so that it will go ahead and identify this welcome back message. Okay. Sorry. Get by label we have. So we have some like usually it will for input for entering the email address, password. So we will identify that by get by label. We have the CSS locator, and also Playwright supports XPath feature also. Don't worry what if you don't know what is the CSS XPath, we will cover it in the upcoming, we will cover it detailed in the upcoming session. So these are the locators which will help us to identify the elements. Okay. Okay, so now how do you, so everybody will have a doubt, how do I set up the Playwright in the Python environment? It's quite easy. So what we will do is like, initially we will create a virtual environment. So why do we use the virtual environment? So actually using the virtual environment, it is a very best practice. So in the real time, we will use the virtual environment so that we can have the version. For suppose I have set up a framework with some Python and Playwright version, like for example 3.3 I'm using it. Okay, and if it got, if I wanted so client have the requirement, I wanted to use the Python version 3.3, so I can install that it in my virtual environment and then I can use it. So this is the best, very best practice how to create the virtual environment. So this is how, these are the commands we have to use it. Initially, we'll create the environment, we will activate it, and we will install all the dependencies. It means whatever dependencies, what if you wanted to install Python, Playwright, whichever version you want it, we will install it. And once if you wanted to deactivate it, it's simple, you can just type deactivate and the environment will deactivate it. So this is a very best practice we should follow. So we are creating the virtual environment. How do you install the Playwright? It's very simple. We have this pip install Playwright PyTest. So what this thing will do is like the first command, it will install the Playwright automation framework and then it will install the PyTest. PyTest, it is a test runner for Python. So it will just install all the Playwright and the PyTest framework for our testing purpose. Okay. And Python -m Playwright install. What this command will do in Selenium and all, we have to download the Chrome, Firefox and all those WebDriver, we have to do it separately. But here, once you give this command, it will automatically downloads the browser binaries, whatever you want, Chromium, Firefox, WebKit, it will automatically download. You don't have to do it any download separately. So this is a very, it's very quick and easy method to install the Playwright and its dependency. Any doubts? Okay. So once that is installed, how do you verify the version? So you can just type Python -m Playwright -version. This will give you what is the version you have installed it. This is how you will install the Playwright and the Python. It's very easy and quick. Okay. Is there any doubt till now? Okay, do we have to integrate Cogen or it comes with? Yes, Amit. So to answer your question, like yes, it is a built-in in Playwright. You don't have to integrate anything. Can we control number of retry? Okay, the retry, yes, we can with the PyTest. You can give a number of retries also. If you want to retry for 5, it will be that is also available. How long the auto wait will be? I think like for by default it will be 3 seconds. You can increase the auto wait also, Amit, to answer your question. Yeah. Okay. If nothing is there, I'll give you a quick demo. It's a very simple website. So what I'm going to give you a demo is like, so this is the PyCharm. This is an ID. Where do we write the Python scripts and all for the people who comes from the non-IT background? What I'm going to do is like, I'll open a URL. So this is my website, test website. So what I'm going to do via automation, I'll first give you how I'm going to do the manually. So I'll go to this website. I'm inputting the username over here. I'm giving the password. Okay. And I'm going to click on the login method. Okay. So once this is logged in, I'm going to capture this message. Okay. You logged in into a secured message and I'll be capturing the screenshot of it. Okay. This is my test case. You all understood, right? It's a very simple test case. I'm entering this website. I'm giving the username and password, and then I'm capturing this message. I'm taking the screenshot. That's all. This is my manual test case. Now let's see how I converted this test case into an automation via Playwright. Okay. So what it does is, so initially I wanted to launch the browser. So what I'm doing is browser, I want to launch Chromium browser. So I'm giving Chromium browser. I'm giving headless as false. As I mentioned, you can run it in head mode. This is a head mode. Okay, the Chrome is visible to you. So if you wanted to, if you give it as true, the test case will run at the back end. You will not be able to see what is happening. Okay, so I'm giving headless is equal to false, and I'm creating a new context. As I mentioned, Playwright provides a new context. It means individual sessions cookies will be created. Okay. And I'm trying to create screenshots and all. So I'm giving the screenshots as a true. I'm creating a new page over here. And now what I'm doing is like page.go to, I'm clicking on this URL. So I'm just saying page.go to this URL. Okay. And Playwright automatically provides a fill method. What is this fill method will do? I'm giving the username with I'm telling fill the username with the username as Tom Smith, as well as I'm asking password to fill it with my password. So Playwright will give you the fill method, and I'm asking them to click on the submit button. So these are the locators. So I'm asking the page to click on the locator. Okay. And I'm asking to wait for this flash, and I'm taking the message. So nothing but you logged in into the secured area. I am trying to get just print that message. So for that we have Playwright will have a message called inner text, that I'm tracking that inner text will get the message over here, and I'm trying to print that message. Okay. And finally what I'm doing is like, you don't have to worry about these things and all. It is just I'm creating a directory called artifacts inside the package, sorry, inside the framework, and I'm trying to paste those screenshot, whatever screenshot we are getting it, I'm trying to paste those screenshot over here. And I am trying to we have a trace viewer. Okay, I'll show you that. So for that I'm just creating a path. So these are the code. Okay, so it's a very simple code. I'll try to show you how to run this. Okay, so this is the command which you used to run this thing. So it's nothing, Python test slash test is nothing but my folder name and my Python file name. Okay, so once I click on enter, let's see what it happens is. Okay, it opens the browser, it will goes to that URL, it entering the username and password, and it logged out. Okay, if we see here, we try to print that message, right? See here, login message, you logged in into the secured area, and screenshot has been captured. So if you see here, this is the screenshot, it has been took. It's very easy. We have to just give page.screenshot. That's all. Yeah. So as I mentioned, Playwright has a key feature called trace viewer. Okay. So
Sorry, quick question before
yeah.
jumping there. So how does it capture the inner text? So there are a bunch of text in this page, right? So how does it know the
Yes.
first
So for that
line is inner
only,
text?
yes, Guhan. Yeah, yeah. So for that only, we are passing the see here I'm passing the CSS locator. Okay, you have bunch of text only, but we have to pass the particular locator so that it will pick the particular locator. I'll give you a detail once you join the class. It is a quite big session, so that you will understand, Guhan. In a one single session, you will not be able to understand.
Got it.
Yeah. So once again, my system got stuck. Okay. So as I mentioned, it's trace viewer we have it. This is the command to show the trace. I'll show you that. Playwright show trace.zip. Okay. So once you click on it, okay, this is the key feature. Okay, sorry. Okay, so if you see here, this is a trace viewer. So this is an important feature of Playwright. What it does is, whatever the actions you done it right, it will be available over here. For example, what we did, we went to this URL, we hit on this URL, and then we fill the username and password. All these things will be available in the recorded session. You can see frame by frame, you can see what are the actions we have done it. So see here, what is the click method we did, what is the locator, we waited for the selected, finally we took the screenshot. Each frame by frame we will be able to understand here. This is called trace viewer. So you'll have before and after as well. So what is the before and after? Okay, so these things are this is the important feature of Playwright. With this will be useful when there is any failed scenario. In you can click on each frame. If there is for example, consider in third frame, if there is any failure, you can click on the third frame and you can identify why it has been failed. Okay, once you click on the third frame, you'll see here, so it will show, okay, here it got failed. Why it has been failed? The locator is not able to identify. Those things we will be easily able to identify using this trace viewer. And also you can see any errors is there. Right now we don't have any errors, so it is not captured. If any error is there, it will be logged over here. You can have network, so how long it will took. So if you see here the status and all, it will say what is the duration it took to load each page. So those things and all, it will be captured over here. What is the source means? Nothing, your code. It will be over here. Yeah, any doubts? This is a very simple thanks. Okay, sorry, a very simple scenario. This is a login logout test case which we have performed using the Playwright. Okay, so now coming to the job trends, job trend. So I think someone has asked it at the beginning of the class. So what is the job trend for the Playwright? If we see here, this is the approximate thing. So in 2023, it was 2000 job openings was there. Then later it moved to 6000, and later it moved to 10,000. In 2025, we have lot more of openings for the Playwright automation because it is very modern, it is very fast, it is easy to execute. So Playwright has very huge job openings in the market. So this is the sample screenshot which we took it in the Naukri. If you see here, as of now, even you can go ahead and check. You just put Playwright automation. If you see, there is a 2136 job opening for Playwright automation. So you can go through and check in LinkedIn also. We have lot many openings. So currently it is the job market for the Playwright automation is huge. So we all have we all have a question in our mind. What is the salary I'll be getting it for the Playwright automation? So this is the average salary range. For the entry level, we will have like 3 lakh to 5 lakh per year. For mid level, it will be 6 lakh to 10 lakh per year. For senior level, it will be 12 lakh to 20 lakh per year. And for approximately for all the levels, we will have 32 lakh per year. So this is the average salary range for each entry, for each level for the Playwright automation. So you'll have a huge, like beyond the salary, you'll have a huge market trend for the Playwright automation.
Quick question there. So what other tool would you say if you combine with Playwright, you could actually have a better potential with in terms of demand and salary and your career?
What are the tools?
Like for
With the
example, let's say you know PyTest, Python with PyTest, and you are a expert with Playwright as well, and bunch of other tools, right? So then this combination is actually has more weightage compared to just a person who knows just Playwright with Python. You know what I mean? Like so what
no
tool
Playwright.
combinations you would say?
Okay, the Playwright with Python, PyTest, it is the key combination only because PyTest framework in most of the in real time most of the projects they are using it, so that is has the more weightage. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. And that is totally different. Like PyTest is it's not the same use case, right?
No, Guhan, I think you are confused. Like a PyTest, it is like an uh, it, it will give you a framework where you can integrate the PyTest and Playwright. Okay, so you don't have to worry. We will if needed, we will talk individual separately. I'll give you a detailed overview. Okay, so PyTest, don't get confused between PyTest and Playwright and Python. It's all are integrated only.
Sounds good.
Okay. So Jitendra, to answer your question, if you do automation using Tosca without coding, then why Playwright is trending? So why Playwright is trending is like it's quite fast when it compares to other tools or other framework. Okay, so that's why we are using Playwright. So main key feature is like you can do multiple. It's quite fast and you can we have other features are like parallel testing, browser context. These are the so for the modern architecture you need Playwright. So if you have any legacy system, you can go behind the Tosca or Selenium But when it comes to the modern architecture, Playwright does all these things, which has the inbuilt item, so you don't have to integrate it with any other tools, or there is a less manual effort. That's why we are going. That's why Playwright is in trending. Any other questions? I'll stop sharing. If any other questions, I'll take it up.
So, Saurabh, this is weekly class or this is weekend class? Like 5 days in a week, this class, this training will happen?
Yes, Diksha, it is 5 days in a week. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have two questions.
Mm.
So, do we cover that BDD framework and CIDC pipelines integrations in this class?
BDD framework we will not cover it, but CI/CD pipeline definitely will cover it. Yeah.
Okay. And one more doubt I have. So we have, let's say, like there are 10 test cases. So
Mm.
when we run the test cases, so individual test case is there a, I mean, in this Playwright? So do we have that feature to run individual test cases, or do we run entire test case when we
No. Yes.
run as a
Yes, I got it with Vivek. So you can run it individually also, and also like all together also you can run it.
okay?
Both can
So
be done. Yeah.
okay, in Tosca, like there are 10 test cases. So
Mm.
in by clicking on each test cases, we can like execute. I mean, we can run using
Mm.
that temporary run.
Mm.
So in that way, is there any possibility to run? Because I heard, so I mean, some of my friends, so there is no, I mean, option to run individual test cases in the whatever. I mean, we have the like that file.
No, Vivek, you can run it individually also. You can give any you can run individually. That
Okay.
feature is available. Yeah. Jitendra, to answer your question, can we shift session time little bit at 8 a.m.? I'm sorry, so I'm flexible at 7:30. But if you have any concern, I'll let my admin team to connect with you so that we can check on that, Jitendra. Is that okay, Jitendra? Our admin team will reach out to you.
Yeah, okay, no worries.
Hey, one other question. So, what would be the title of a person who knows this playwright? Is it gonna come under like SDET title or
Mm,
automation or like playwright automation tester, something like that?
it depends upon the project. Sorry, depends upon the company, Gohan. So basically, it will comes under the SDAT only. Also, in some company, they'll have like automation test lead or analyst. It depends upon the company only, Gohan.
Like what's the most common one you would say?
Common one, it will be SDAT only, Gohan.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Any other doubts?
Uh, I know we didn't talk about AI, so I know you're saying like you're gonna touch about that a little bit later. So would you say like on top of this, can we use AI or is this
Uh,
something like some other courses recommended or
yeah,
like
some
can
other.
you? Mm.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Sorry. Complete your question.
No,
Sorry.
I was just asking, can you shed some insight around that? So how you can integrate AI with Playwright?
We
Will
can,
that
as yes,
enhance
go ahead.
the
We
process?
cannot integrate AI with Playwright. So it's as of now we don't have it, but as I mentioned, we have this code gen feature. Okay, so it's not like AI is a different course. Okay, as I mentioned, AI is like a GPS and the Playwright is an test engine. In As of now, we don't have it, but in the upcoming future, it might be. We can integrate it. That is what I mentioned before. So in this course, we don't have it like AI integrated Playwright and all. Go ahead.
No, I totally get that part. I was just
Mm,
trying to
mm,
understand
mm,
in the market, is there AI that will integratedly work in the real
mm.
world,
No,
from your
we don't
exposure?
have it. As of now, we
Okay.
don't
We
have
can
it.
use
Gugan. Yeah.
Copilot, right?
Yes, Vivek, we can use Copilot, but yeah, we can use it. Yeah, that's a separate course. we have to do it. Yeah.
So that's actually confusing. When you say you can use Copilot as in you can refer to writing the codes for Playwright, is that
Yes,
what you
correct.
mean, or can you
Yes, yes.
integrate that with the Playwright and use it?
No. Writing the codes for identifying the locators, for that we can use the Copilot.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other doubts?
Also,
No,
do you know what is Cypress? Can you tell some idea about Cypress, please?
Okay, Cypress,
Cypress,
why?
sorry.
Yes. So Cypress is also one which is used for writing the test cases for the. It is also used for UI testing only. It is also used for automation. So what is the difference between Cypress and the Playwright? Is like Cypress, it runs inside the browser. Okay. For example, you have a single page. You have like a single tab and all. For that, you can use the Cypress. Okay. So it will not support it will not support dialogues, pop up, those things and all. It will not be supported in Cypress. But in Playwright, it can be supported. That is the key difference between the Cypress and the Playwright. Cypress basically it runs inside the browser, whereas Playwright it runs outside the browser. So Playwright supports like multiple tab, dialog box, pop-up. Those things will be supported in Playwright.
Okay, so Playwright is actually a little higher than
Yes,
Cypress.
you're right. Yes.
Okay.
Any other question? So I wanted to get the feedback. Is the session was good, bad, better? Can someone tell us that? Any honest feedback?
So thank you, Saru, first of all, for the great session. The only thing is like everything I'm able to understand, but the last thing when you show us the code part, that was something confusing because the logic is very simple that we need need to enter username, password, and then click on button, and then we are validating the inner text. But the syntax was actually difficult. I can say, or little bit confusing because I'm not aware about Python. So that particular thing was little bit,
Yes,
different.
Diksha.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can totally understand. So to answer your question, so see, this is the first. It's just a demo session. So
correct.
I didn't cover the detailed part. When you join the course, we will have like what is the go-to method, what is the click. So at the time, you will have the understanding of it.
Mhm.
So to give
Okay.
you the demo, I didn't give. If I give those things and all, it will be very late.
Mhm.
That's why I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
explain
agree.
you on that. Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah, got it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
My feedback is great presentation. You actually drove it pretty well. Um, Only thing I have is that about handling the questions, because I ask a lot of questions. I myself knows, but I'm just trying to understand how we can do the questions and the session hand in hand. Like sometimes I put it in the chat. I don't want to interrupt while you're talking, so I just it can there are a lot of people here. It can slow down the overall process. So I was just trying to see if we can figure out a way to handle that better. That would be great.
Sure, Gugan. I'll take a note of it. Definitely. Either we can take up the question in the chat or at the end of the session, we will do that. Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
If nothing else, we can drop off. Thank you everyone for joining. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you, and you too.
you.